But let's get into the discussion of what South Africans would like to see that top 7 look like. And with that, we are joined by Mr. Thembi Sostole, social media specialist here at SABC News. How are you doing?
I'm good, Naledi. It's a slow morning.
Yeah.
After yesterday.
A long night.
Yeah, a long night.
Yes.
By 3 o'clock, we finished the broadcast, and then now really looking forward to what's going to take place. You're correct to say we have the top 7. We never thought that would take place. And on social media, after those pronouncements that were made yesterday, and then social media users are starting to say, ANC delegates, let us assist you.
Yes.
In terms of who you should then vote for. As you all know, that voting process was supposed to be taking place at 9 o'clock. A tweet by former President Nelson Mandela's PA, Zelda, has actually made her projections to the ANC. She's saying Cyril Ramaphosa should be the president, Ronald Lamula, Oscar Mabuyane, Dumiseni Ntuli, Stanley, and Phoebe. So that's her projections in terms of how this, of course, the leadership of the ANC should be. Of course, not 7 people she's listing, but those are her projections.
Oh, that's interesting. More and more projections coming in?
Definitely. Others are taking it further to simply saying, Cyril Ramaphosa has won this conference, you know, as we'll be reflecting that shortly on our screen. They're simply saying Cyril Ramaphosa has actually won the conference, given the fact that now Peterson has been is on another slate. You know, I mean, it also came in as the second nominee for the DSG. Ramaphosa has won the conference, given the move by the Northern Cape against Nomvula Mokonyane, and that's that. So that's a sentiment. We don't know. Another sentiment there, simply saying Zweli Mkhize will take this one.
Okay, that's interesting. And then, of course, there's the discussion around women and the balance there of gender parity.
Definitely there is that. You'll recall that currently Paul Mashatile is the Treasurer General, is also the Secretary General. The late J.C. Chiwate was the DSG. Now the sentiment on social media seems to say, yes, we are now having top 7, but at the same time, the women are not dominant in that number. And what does that mean? You know, and then the concern then is, if that is the case, then how serious is the ANC when it comes to the leadership? As you reflect to that tweet that was sent by Kaya, he's simply saying, in particularly, he's concerned about that, you know, and then making a comment to say, it would be great to really, for the ANC, not only just to talk, but implement when it comes to balancing the threshold when it comes to women.
Yeah, and there's that tweet there. I'm particularly concerned about the lack of gender parity in the top 6. Why can't they have a woman DP, TG, and DSG? If the ANC is a unison organization, it matters not who the people are in leadership, because they lead as a collective, not individually. And I think a lot of the analysis I've heard as well is the interest, particularly in the position of deputy SG, first deputy SG, where you've got 2 women in that position. So, there's, the assertion that perhaps they could have split that up and given each of them a real fighting chance.
No, definitely. And in the build-up to that, you'll recall that there was a nomination process for Nomvula Mokonyane. It was closed, and the Northern Cape delegates then indicated to say they are nominating Tina. And when you look at the tweet that was sent by Kara Stwele, who was also monitoring this on social media, she's a political commentator, basically saying what is happening there is not, it's chaos, you know, particularly talking about the fact that the chair should have known and understood how things are done. Simply saying, surely you can only ask for nomination once Nomvula confirms the position. This was just before that in between. As we move to another one that was sent by Lukona, who's also a political commentator, indicating Nguni, expressing his views there, saying it is an interesting twist that you had Nomvula Mokonyane, and then everyone was simply saying she's uncontested, you know, and now the twist of things changed, and that by the time the delegates were leaving the plenary, the sense, the mood changed a bit, particularly looking into them expecting to say it will only be Nomvula, majority of those.
Yeah, it's interesting the way South Africans are really looking at this. And then I think one of the big surprises last night, and we talked about it with social media colleague, digital news colleague as well earlier, is that you had the big tweet from Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma saying, I'm available to run And last night she turned down the nomination. What has been the response on social media to that?
When it comes to that, we must not forget Facebook is still dominant in our country.
Yes.
A lot of Facebook users on social media are on Facebook, and one of the reasons why they prefer Facebook is because of the long format that one has in terms of commentary on Facebook. And the sentiment there on Facebook is that she has actually had been in the forefront, campaigning. You would know that she also voted against the Section 89 panel report, but many are now disappointed in the fact that she then, of course, declined that nomination. Others simply saying it's about time for her to really retire from politics, take it easy, because there are those who had faith when it comes to her.
Let's talk about the songs, because at any point that you've got the African National Congress gathering, there are songs, many of them quite new. I remember hearing at some point during this conference someone singing Hola Pala Pala. Let's talk about some of the songs that we have been hearing.
We have seen many songs. Yesterday I was with our acting channel head, Lumko, who were working around the plenary, and some of the delegates were coming out. There's a Xhosa song that we were singing, and we're talking about that, how creative these delegates are. One of the songs that we played, we heard was Kulega Cyril, we got your back.
Are you tempted to sing?
Yeah, no. I don't want to bring the ratings down. I won't sing. But another song, of course, the others are saying Wenze Nuzuma, you correctly said, about Pala Pala, in between. So you get a mix of the lighter moment, the lighter side of these delegates. Yes, they have different views, but at the same time, there's a sense of, we're also human beings. Let's have fun, let's unite. And then what's very interesting, Naledi, also, even outside, we must not forget we have non-voting delegates outside this vicinity. And I was doing a walkabout yesterday. Even this morning, they're singing, they're chanting, really expressing their views in terms of who they prefer in terms of the candidates. And I guess it's the singing culture of the ANC. Our former president of the country and the former ANC president, Jacob Zuma, he's a singer. Cyril Ramaphosa, not much of a singer. We don't know who will take over, and will that person be a singer? Yeah.
Certainly something to think about. Well, we're gonna make sure that as soon as the plenary opens, we bring you the proceedings, if we are, of course, allowed inside, or at least to bring you the latest that we are able to access here as the media, as far as those nominations and those top runners vie for the top 7 positions of the African National Congress. Thank you so much to social media specialist Thembiso Sithole. Polisi, back to you in studio.
Right, thanks very much indeed for that, Naledi, and we will be on standby for that voting as and when it gets underway. That's colleague there, Naledi Mulewa, with, of course, Thembiso Sithole, social media specialist here at the SABC.